Hey everybody, it's Leah again. I am joined today with Kevin Cook from ThriveMore, and he's going to talk to us about some exciting stuff that's happening in our somewhat local community here in North Carolina that we are lucky to be a part of. So, Kevin, would you talk to us first off a little bit about ThriveMore, the organization, what you guys do, and what you focus on?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, Leah. I'm really excited to be on today. So, ThriveMore is a statewide senior living nonprofit, and we have a special focus on caring for folks with dementia and their caregivers. And we are undergoing a number of expansions and new projects to really double down on our key focus.
That's awesome. I know that over the past year and a half, we've really focused and turned our attention to not only the caregivers, but additionally the caregivers. They are kind of a person who can be somewhat forgotten in the dementia equation sometimes. And so once we found out that, you guys weren't just caring for the person living with the diagnosis, you're also making a difference in the caregiver's life. It was like, this is awesome. So we have the awesome opportunity to be a small part of a project you guys are doing called the EverTogether project. And would you tell us what that is like and how it's like the first of its kind?
Yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about EverTogether, and it's as you mentioned, this is a new first of its kind project. So not just first of its kind for us, but first of its kind anywhere. So our CEO, Reed Vanderslick, has been working in senior living for many years, and a recurring issue that has come up, and anyone who is familiar with seniors or dementia that comes up is what happens when a loved one gets dementia and the spouse is the primary caregiver? Oftentimes, they're forced with a difficult choice to stay together, and maybe the spouse can provide care, but it's not maybe not the best, or maybe they need extra help, or separate. And we thought, what if there was a way that we could design senior living and dementia care in a way that allows people to stay together, but still have the services they need when they need them? And so, over a number of years, our team worked with leading architects in the senior living space to come up with an idea that would meet this need. And what we landed on was the Ever Together project. And essentially, what it is it's a collection of homes, single story ranch style homes, aligned in a circular formation, all connected through, their back doors all lead to a central courtyard. And the top of the circle is a staff building. So you have staff available 24/7, and activity rooms, therapy rooms, all of it, all available to the individual and their caregiver. But again, the primary home is just like any home that you might expect. There's a kitchen, a living room, bathrooms, bedrooms, right? But it's designed in such a way to be friendly to, of course, the dementia patient, but also their loved one. And so there's not anything like this out there, and we're really excited to be the ones to launch this.
That's awesome. Where is it going to be placed at?
Yeah, so our first one will be located in Winston-Salem on our Brookridge campus. But I noticed that I said first because I don't think it's going to be the last. So we're excited to be expanding these across the state and the country.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, like you said, it's such a heart-wrenching decision to decide, do you keep your loved one at home and do the best you can and struggle, or do you separate? And, I'm thankful that my me mom and papa, they were able to be together until the last week of my grandpa's life. But I've watched my husband's grandparents and they had to be separated. And
Mhm.
had there been something like this, I think his grandmother's well-being through the end of her life would have been so much more improved. So it's really exciting, and it's exciting for the caregivers as well because it's hard to leave your loved one, and it's so reassuring to have that extra help of the staff right there
Mhm.
when you need it. So that's really awesome. What happens if a caregiver like has a doctor's appointment and maybe their loved one is to the point where they can't really go with them anymore? What happens in a situation like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's what makes EverTogether so special. So each home, as I mentioned, looks and feels just like a regular home. But the back side of the house, the one that connects into the central courtyard, that is designed as a traditional sort of dementia care space. And so when the loved one needs to go to your point to the doctor's office or any kind of a trip outside the home where
Yeah.
the patient can't go, they will bring the patient into that back half of the house, which is will be secured, and staff are alerted. And what I really like about this is there's a care plan in place. There's regular communication with staff, but also the patient is free to come and go out the back as they please. So they don't
Yeah.
have to stay in this room, right? They can go outside, they can go hang out with friends, they can go to the staff building and participate in activities or get a meal, right? They have freedom in a safe environment with familiar faces, people they know. They're just in their neighborhood. And
Yeah.
when their loved one comes back, oh, hey, it's great to see you again. And so that's what really makes this special, being able to just go outside and spend time with people and have that freedom, but also maintain that traditional living setting. So it really is kind of a unique hybrid that we're so excited about.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. It's nice to hear too, like you said, hey, if they want to go outside, they can. If they want to go do an activity, they can. It helps them, maintain their independence and their ability to kind of make their own decisions. And when sometimes it can get to the point where you think like, are they able to do this in a safe way? But they are in a safe space, they're contained. There's no need to worry about them leaving. And I think that's awesome. I think that can really, I don't know, increase a person's well-being as well.
And studies have shown that when we can keep people together, they are tend to be healthier. They take less medications. They're more active. They have higher activities of daily living scores. It's really better across the board. And so, while there's certainly a sentimental aspect of keeping people together, which can't be understated, there's also a clinical component that
Yeah.
this is just better for people. And so we're again, I can't say enough about how uh, different and exciting this project is. And I also want to say, and I didn't have a chance at the beginning, but we're really grateful to have partnered with the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation to have made this possible. Because as a nonprofit, we do work with donors and foundations. And I know your group, the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation, this is a core area for you, a core focus. And we're so grateful and thankful to have partnered with you to bring this vision to reality. And we can't understate your partnership. We're so grateful.
Well, we're excited too. Like you said, while this is the first, we're also hoping this isn't the last, and
Right.
I don't think it's going to be. And I think it's so exciting to be a part of something so new. And we can bring this to the community and be like, look how wonderful this is for these people. So, no, we are just as excited and grateful to be a part of it. What's the status of the project right now? Like, where are you guys at in building it or developing it?
Yeah, so we are under active construction right now. We have walls up, we have a roof. We're moving, and we hope to have the project done by later this year. So, and what's also exciting is as the project is moving forward, we're getting recognized for the innovation behind it. We've won a handful of awards now, some national awards for new conceptual design. Uh,
Yeah.
in leadership awards. It's really neat to see industry, the senior living industry, the architects behind it. That we got an architectural award. It really is being recognized widely as wow. This is kind of neat and groundbreaking. And again, I'm excited to see it proliferate through the state in the country.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's just gonna kind of explode. And that's really, really cool. So that's super exciting. I really appreciate you taking the time to hop on with me and talk with
Absolutely.
me. We're so excited to be a partner of this, and we can't wait to come visit when it opens and check it out and just keep our social media up to date with what's happening about it. So we're just honored to be a small piece of this part, and we're so looking forward to all the good it brings to the community.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me on, and thank you again for your support. We're looking forward to celebrating the grand opening this year.
Awesome. All right. Well, have a good day, Kevin.
Thank you.